This is part 2 of the paper doll videos that I'm doing. I think this will be the last part, but I won't guarantee. It depends on how long I ramble. I'm going to try to stay focused because I've really got a lot to talk about. I didn't think that I would, but I didn't realize until I started putting my dolls together how much goes into them. You know, nothing difficult, but there's just a lot of thought process that I want to share with you. Just to kind of, you'll understand when I start talking, because, you know, I can't really tell you, you start with the heads, then you add a body, and then you add feet, because I didn't really realize till I started putting these together that I do each one differently. Sometimes, you know, I will start with legs and build the body from there. And I didn't really realize I did that. I thought I was just going to, you know, gather my parts and pieces, lay them out, and show you how to assemble them. Well, it's a little bit more non-linear than that. These were my old dolls that I did. And even when I look back at these and remember how I did them, they were the same way. You know, sometimes I would start with the dress and then find a body to go with it, and then a head, or I would start with the head and then match it up with some legs. You know, it's different, and there's no rule to it. And I did come up with a couple other fun things that I wasn't really expecting. So I'm really glad that I took the time to do all of that off camera so that I could share this with you. And I'll tell you what I did, because I picked out all my parts and pieces, laid them out, and I already assembled the dolls the way I like them. And I didn't film that process because it took, I'm not kidding, I probably spent an hour and a half doing that because I enjoy it. So it was fun to pick through stuff and mix and match and switch their bodies around and put the hat on this one. No, it looks better on that other one. And this one needs shoes. Oh, no, she doesn't, but those legs don't work. You know, that's kind of tedious and probably not even helpful, but telling you about the thought process that got me to where I am, I think might be helpful. So that I will show you. So if it looks like I'm putting the dolls together and I've already done it and know exactly what I'm doing, it's because I do. You know, I've already done it. But that way I could save a lot of time in stuff that probably wouldn't be beneficial for you. This is not even beneficial for you. So why don't I shut up and make some dang dolls? How's that? I thought I would just make, you know, like 4 or 5 to show you. I've got maybe 12 or 13. So here's what I did. I went back to my binder, this one, and I've got a couple of these, and they're just for all of my images that I collect. This one has the stuff that I need in it to make dolls. The first thing I did, and usually when I'm going to make dolls, I start with the heads. In the beginning, I start with the heads. So I went in and I pulled out some heads, random heads. And I didn't use all the ones that I ended up pulling out because, you know, it's a mixy-matchy trial and error process. So I pulled out random heads. Usually the next thing I do, if I start with heads, is I get some bodies. So I went into my stash of bodies. I had a bunch of these already printed out, and then I have some other ones here. So, and some of these are really not going to make any sense just yet, but you'll see as we go. Pulled out some bodies, start matching them to heads. I had chosen this body for this Frida because she's a big boned gal, maybe, put it that way. She's substantial. So I'll just do her like that. And this little body, which has already been altered somewhat to fit the rest of what's going to happen with her, I chose for this girl. That's about the right size for her. And let's see, I believe I had this body. See, now I'm forgetting what I did. Am I missing a body? Oh, Frida didn't get that big body. I think this girl got the big body. I think Frida got this body. See, now I can't remember what I did. You know what? I took a picture so that I could refer back and make sure I get it right. Okay, this is right, this is right. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I'm short a body, and I don't know what I've done to it. Oh, here it is. There's the body I'm missing. Now I'm going to get all confused and forget which body went where, because this girl goes here. Okay, so basically I start with heads. I find basic body shapes that match. Let's see, I don't remember what I did with this girl. I remember her. Alright, and this one. Okay, now we're good. Pulled out some heads, pulled out some bodies. Okay? Then I also pulled out some magazine, almost full body pictures. Because, you know, we can do fun things with those too. So there we've got those. And I don't really have enough. If I make my camera angle wider, they'll get smaller. So I just may have to kind of rotate them in and out. Let's focus on these for now. Got some others, but we'll hold off on those. Okay, next thing I usually look for is legs. So if I start with heads and then choose bodies, I get out some legs, start playing with them. Now I'm really going to need to look at my picture here because I don't remember who gets what legs. Okay, I do remember that this girl, she's kind of a big girl. She's got a big body. She's going to need big legs. I liked these legs for her. So, yep, put those legs for that girl. And then I had, let's see, this girl, I remember I chose these legs for her. They were the right size for her. Yeah, and it just, I don't know, it went with her face. So, that's what I chose for those legs. This one right here, oh, you know, what's her name? Who I think is so adorable. I think these legs need to go on her. I'm going to have to, you know, alter her body a little bit. Can you see her? But that's just fun. And I can do them, you know, I don't know which way I'll do them. You know, we could have her doing that. I don't know. We'll do something fun with her. So there she is. Let's see, what else do we have? I had, oh, this little blonde girl, she gave me fits for a while. Let's see which legs I picked for her. Yes, I did. I picked these legs for her. And how you know, if I pick them, I just do this. Start doing this, and, you know, you just figure you'll find what looks good. Yeah, I think I gave her those legs. And, oh gosh, Frida, I forget which legs I put on Frida. Did I give her these? I think I did. Yeah, I think I did, because those fit her. Okay, I'm going to set her aside because we've got her legs. And then this girl, I just kind of messed around with her. I knew I wanted to, you know, alter her in some way because she's pretty, but she's kind of boring. So I started with her legs. I decided she needed some kind of different legs. And I had a bunch of these striped ones. I found these. There was a whole sheet of them that I printed out. They have these little striped stocking feet. So these seem to fit her just about right. You know, because there's her knees on the dress, and this one has knees on it. So I'll get, you know, that's just about the right proportion, and I really like that. But I didn't like these feet. They're bare feet with this weird reflection under them, and, you know, the toes is cute and all. I don't know. I just wasn't really liking the feet. So I got out some of my accessories. I remembered that I had just a few pairs of shoes, and I think I mentioned that I don't use a lot of shoes because they're too tedious to cut out. But I found these. See, can you see these little shoes? And they fit just right on these little feet. And I get so excited when I, you know, have the ones that just fit just right. Because, you know, I can go to my computer and resize them and reprint them, but that's so tedious. I like it. I just feel like it's like kismet when they're just right. So, yeah, I was kind of liking the way she was shaping up. So, let's see. Let me show you. Oh, I started thinking about arms at this point. And you know, I talked about how some of them, they just don't have arms and I don't really care. Others, on occasion, I'll cut out magazine arms. And sometimes I'll do the heart thing. And the heart thing is what I chose for this girl right here, because she just has such, you know, a sweet little face. So I cut out a heart, and I had to do a couple of them to get it just right. And I don't know why I can't cut out good hearts. It's like such an easy basic shape. But you want to cut it out so that the top of the little torso here is aligned with the top of the heart, because that, you know, that's kind of the shoulder thing, and then those give the illusion of arms behind her back. So I liked that for her. There we go. So yeah, that was working good right there. But I wanted some more arms. I didn't want to have them all so horribly armless. So I went on the internet and started looking for things. And I got so excited because, and I just thought I was so brilliant. It just doesn't take much for me to impress myself. But okay, it's something I hadn't considered before, but look. Muscle arms on your paper dolls. What could be more fun? Okay, so how's that going to work? Well, this is one of my other dolls that I had left over from before and hadn't finished. Pulled her out. Okay, check it. Check it. How can you not love that? It just makes me laugh so hard. So yeah, all I have to do is, you know, trim these out. I'm going to have to whack his head off, which I will save because I can use him. But I'm going to put those arms on that girl and then, I don't know, put a dress on her at some point. But I love that. So I printed out 2 or 3 of those. Okay, printed out this other guy. That's what's left of him. I had to do some minor surgery on him. But look. Okay. How great is that? Look at those arms. And the way her head's turning and the way the arms are positioned, I mean, it was just perfect. That's perfect. They're a little bit long for her. She's got kind of monkey arms going on there, but that's okay because they're fabulous. So I am going to be searching for a lot more muscle arms, and I think that's what I Googled, was muscle arms. And I have to tell you, it was not at all an unpleasant Google search. It was a pleasant Googling experience as far as Googling goes. So I highly recommend that you do that if you find it even halfway as entertaining as I do. So I wanted to give one of my new girls some muscle arms, and it just so happened that they fit this particular size torso just right, the pictures I printed out. So here, I've got this guy. I cut out his belly and I saved it because I just don't know where. Here it is. You know, I may need washboard abs on a girl at some point, and this would just be too funny. So I'm going to save that. Okay, but check this out. Just put this here. Line up the shoulders so everything fits, and see, they ended up being just about the right size. Kismet. Back down here and stick her head on. Of course, I'll trim away all that extra when I go to actually put them together. But there you go. Look at her. That makes me so happy. So I looked for arms for a while. I don't do this in any particular order, and it's certainly not logical order, you know, like we were talking about. I got a little sidetracked and started looking at hats. You know, instead of doing the outfit first and then the hat, for some reason I wanted to do hats next. So I pulled out some hats, tried them on some heads. I did something special with her, I'm going to show you. And I ended up with, I think, Frida needs that sombrero. And, you know, she's just kind of a sunny, happy little thing, so I liked that hat for her. And this girl, I put hats on her, I took hats off. We went round and round on the whole hat thing. I like the flower in her hair, especially with the tattooed, muscled arms. So So I'm not sure if I'm going to hat her or not, but this one fit her head nicely if I do decide to hat her. And then a big head girl over here. Got that big hat. That might look cute on her. So, yeah, those are the hats I chose. Then I started looking, okay, this girl, remember her? What's her name? Oh, I wish I could remember her name. I thought she looked absolutely adorable in this pilgrim hat. Because, you know, it's like a little bit small for her head, which makes it funny. So, yeah, that's what she's getting. She's going to have a pilgrim hat. So, there we go. Now, I also, about this time, I started thinking about dresses. And anytime I start thinking about their dresses or their clothes, I get really way sidetracked, because in looking for outfits for them, I will find outfits that kind of work as a body, too. And I'll show you what I mean. I have a template for a body dress, actually. Looks kind of Jessica Rabbit-ish, and I'm going to have to find the website where I got this, because it had a bunch of paper doll clothes templates on it. They were, you know, similar to that you could print, but there was a bunch on this one website, but when you print them, it didn't have the name of the website on them, so I don't remember where I got them. I'll have to look that up, because I want you to have that, because it had some good stuff. But I found this. And I just traced the template onto this was a scrap of scrapbook paper. You know, if I'm going to do several, I would print the template out on it. But, you know, just for doing one, I traced it, cut it out. So, like, there's my body and my dress right there. So I had to back up, because now she needs a head. We didn't start with the head for this girl. And I'm going to have to look, because I don't remember what head I had for her. Oh, yeah. That's what I did. For her, I gave her... This head looked pretty good. She needed a body, and I messed around with some bodies and decided that I just needed to, I used one of these body templates. I don't remember which one it was. It was just one of the plain, well, I guess I used it for something else. Anyway, that's a little bit bigger than that one. I used one, traced it on cardstock, cut it out, but then of course I have to be a little bit of plastic surgeon and fashion designer. So we did a little plastic surgery and had to considerably narrow her waist to get this to fit right. And that's easy to do. Once you cut out the dress, you lay it onto the dress form or whatever you're using for the body, then you trim around it to make it fit, you know. She just needed to, you know, drop 10 pounds to fit into her dress, basically. Who hasn't? Good grief, we all do. So that's no big deal. So see, she's shaping up nice. In fact, you know, I would really almost call her done, because that's really elegant looking. I like that. I could put shoes on her. I don't think I will. But she's shaping up. I'm going to set her aside so I have room. So looking for dresses, I end up finding bodies. And I ended up with... Okay, as I was looking for bodies for her, I found this body, which is something I printed out. It comes just like this. You know, I didn't print it out on that cardstock. That's the way it came. And I decided to put legs on her, and I wanted, like, magazine legs. Okay, here's J-Lo legs. You know, she's got those nice healthy thighs, and, you know, she's got the curvy hips, so I thought that just went great together. So that's looking good right there. What kind of head do you put on that kind of a, you know, curvy body with J-Lo legs? Well, naturally, you put that one. That's a no-brainer. I'll have to do, what I'll probably do is, when I cut her out, is just cut her from the chin, cut her neck completely off, because this dress form comes with a neck. So she'll have a neck, and I won't have to use hers. So that's going to be her. I'll set her aside. So, when I looked, you know, for this one, I started with the body this time, and then added the legs. And while I was looking for legs for her, and of course I had to look for a head for her, I started looking through more of the heads and legs, and I found a couple of others that I liked. I found these three, and you know, they're all, you know, that's what's her name, and that's a sad girl. But I never can remember. I'm not much of a celebrity watcher, but I got them out of some fashion magazine, and they are positioned, you know, facing perfectly for paper dolls, and they're just the right size. So I started working on these girls. For these girls, you know, they've got a good portion of their body already started, so I went and looked for legs for them. And I really liked that sheet of strapped stockings that I got, so I started looking through that. And I tell you what I usually do when I have these, when I start with things like this, I like to mix it up. You know, like if it's a magazine face, head, body, I don't really like to put magazine legs on it because that's not interesting, you know. That just looks like, why didn't I just have a whole body to start with? So if I've got the magazine top part, then I'll tend to go with either, you know, a clip art bottom part or some of these little things or something different. I started looking at these legs because I had already had that sheet out, and these made me very happy. So I have to check my phone to see which ones I chose for which girls. Okay. I chose strappy legs for her, and I chose, yeah, this girl got these, and this one these. So I had these legs out, and I was messing with the dresses too, because I was started looking for dresses about the same time I started searching for these legs. See, I can't tell you what to do in what order because I don't even go in order. I just do whatever. So I started playing with the dresses, and I really like the simple, already, you know, the dresses you can print out that are already done. Sometimes I like to make my own, but I really like these one-piece doulas. Okay, let me find the ones that I chose. I think it was these three. I was trying to use as many of this type of dress as I could because they're quick and easy, and that's what I like. So, let's move you aside. Little muscle girl here. I guess if I was smart, I would get some sticky stuff and kind of, you know, temporarily stick them together so I wouldn't have to do this, but I never claimed to be smart. Okay, so here's these girls. I decided those legs were about the right proportion for them, and then I chose them some dresses, and I liked that one for her. See? And that's going to work out just right. I was a little bit worried because, see, none of them have hands, but it's going to look like her arms or her hands are like behind her dress. So that's going to work. And then, I believe, did I choose that one for her? That one looks too small for her. Let me see what I did. Oh, that's right. Just her head and neck is going to stick out. She doesn't get to keep her arms. And then, there we go. Okay, and then this dress I chose for what's her face. So there we go. That's just fun. That is just so fun. And those girls, I think, I mean, they're pretty much done. I might find some hats or something for them, you know, some accessories. And I've got to, okay, another idea for arms. You know, we did the muscle arms. There's always real regular arms, or if you're fortunate enough, they have arms. There's the cutout heart arms, or you can give them wings, you know? Let me see. I've found a couple pairs of wings, and I decided to use, okay, where is that one girl? Yeah, here she is. Is it this girl? Oh golly, now I'm all confused. No, it was this girl. This girl, I decided, needed to have some awesome wings like this. See? She's got her J-Lo legs. She's got her little curvy figure. And then her little serious face and some wings. So there you go. You can have wings for arms too. Butterfly wings, fairy wings, angel wings, whatever kind of wings you can find. Just, you know, Google search those. You can find them. I decided this girl needed wings too, and I like those for her. So she's going to have those wings. Now, more dresses. Okay, we got some girls that need some more clothes. These girls, you know, other than maybe some hats and other accessories, they're pretty much done. So let's set them aside, get them out the way. And let's bring back Muscle Girl here because she needs clothes. Now, put her right there. And for a couple of them, you know, I did want to do something a little bit more than just a cutout dress. I used some of the templates for paper doll clothes that I found on that one website that I can't remember. I used some of those for some of the clothes, and I also did some alterations on some of the regular dresses. So, see, there you go. You're a plastic surgeon and seamstress. What you can do, and let me show you what I mean. Let me see if I can find one that has a good example, because I really had to do some trimming on it. Okay, this one. Yes. Now, if I can just find it. Well, I'm very disorganized, aren't I? It's because there's so many of them. Okay. This started out as this. I had this template. I held it up to this girl. It worked. You see, that's why I trimmed her little torso there, because she doesn't need it. She's got these shoulders already, so that's why I trimmed that away. And I knew that was the dress shape that I wanted, but it was just really too skinny right here. You know, she's got some good legs there. So she needed a wider body. So what I did was I took a scrap piece of cardstock, laid this on, traced it, you know, pretty close. I usually always give them at least 5 pounds because, oh my goodness, these girls are too skinny. So, you know, I don't really go right up against the template. And sometimes, you know, I don't want their neckline quite that low, so I'll fix it right there. You have that choice. That's what's great about these. But I traced it. When I went to cut it out, I got to here, and instead of cutting, I just went to give her more dress and make it longer. So instead of a tiny little tight black, this is a little black dress template. So instead of this tiny little hooker dress, she actually has a lovely, tasteful sundress now. So let's put that on her. See there? And I had to kind of cut the straps. She's short-waisted, so I had to take the straps in a little bit. But there you go. And for something like this, when I have just this plain cardstock body, you know, by all means, you can go in and stamp on her body, or paint it, or color it, or cover it with other decorative paper. You know, do whatever you want. So she's looking pretty good. I'm really liking the way she turns out. And then I could put a piece of lace or ribbon around her waist, you know, for like a belt or a sash or something. So I like her. I think let's set her aside because we're going to call her basically done. Okay. Now, I spent quite a bit of time on this girl. I think she's kind of done too. Let's get her out the way. Okay, yeah, we've really got these 3 to work on, and you know what? I couldn't come up with anything for her. So she might just sit like that for a while. But these girls, these 2, I wanted to outfit in something lovely. And one thing you can do is, you know, if you don't have a template for clothes, you can very easily make your own. The top part is not as easy sometimes, a heart. Looks like the bodice of a dress. Now you have to kind of trim it so that it makes sense and fits. But see, if you put a little skirt with that, that looks like a dress. So you can get away with that really easy. There's your, there's your whole outfit with just a heart. So don't freak out if I can't find that link, or if you don't have templates for not Barbies, paper doll clothes. Improvise. So there's that option for a top. But I actually did have a template for a top for her that I used, and I can't find it. This is the top I cut out, and there is a template for it somewhere in this mess over here, but that I can't find. But it looks just like that. So I had the template already printed and cut out from way before, so I cut the top out of a piece of scrap cardstock, and you can see, or scrapbook paper. It fits her just fine. For her little skirt, I decided to do this. Make these little petals. If you can cut out this petal shape, and you can, I don't want to hear that you can't, because you can. I just folded over a stack of these were dictionary pages, I guess. Drew a little petal shape, cut it out so I'd have a whole bunch, and then you can go in and just kind of make a skirt out of these. Makes a cute little scalloped edge, flouncy, skirty thing. The shirt can go, in or out, doesn't matter. Sometimes I will put on these a belt or something to cover the top. I'm losing my train of thought. I'll put a belt or something to cover the top of the skirt if I do it like that. Or you can just put the shirt over. Either way. So see? That makes a cute little skirt. You can cut those out of any kind of scrapbook paper, decorative paper, whatever. So that is what I chose for her. And this little girl, I decided, okay, I thought I might do just a little dress like this. This same dress pattern that we'd used before. I know that it's going to fit her torso, so I cut it out. But again, it was a case of, okay, the dress is really skinny and she's got substantial legs, so that's not really an attractive look for her. Plus, she has this skirt attached to her legs. If I glue the legs on up here, that looks ridiculous. There's her knees. She's got these huge legs and this little self. That's not working for me. Her legs have got to be glued on down here for her to make sense. So that means, and I don't really want that showing, so that means she needs a skirt, a longer skirt to cover the one that's attached to her legs already. So I have this template for a little skirt thing, and I did the same thing. I cut it out of some scrapbook paper. Okay, every time I say cardstock, just substitute scrapbook paper, okay? Because obviously I can't say the word scrapbook paper today. Alright. So I cut it out. When I originally cut it out, this was the one that I cut out from the template. And I cut it out like this, and it didn't really do much for her. I mean, the width of it was okay, but it was not long enough. See, her little skirt underneath still showed. So I redid it. I cut it out again and made it longer, but it was too wide. When I put it on her, it was just like, it was tacky, and we don't want her to look tacky. So I took it in a little bit on the sides, being the seamstress that I am. And then this piece that I cut out before that was too short and didn't work, I thought I might just use right there as a little, decorative part of her dress. So that's what I made for her. All I have to do now is go in, do my fussy cutting, and assemble. So, see? Easy breezy. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go away, do the fussy cutting, and start assembling, and then I will come back and show you hopefully finished dolls, and I'm very likely to change my mind in the process. So I've got pictures of how they stand now so that I will know to point out any changes that I made. So that's what I'm going to do. And I may go ahead and upload this and just do a whole nother part 3 for the end, because it's taken me so long to get this one out. So anyway, I will at some point come back with some finished dolls to show you.